Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone that rule well and teach well, orderly and fervently through the Spirit. To the Akim, my fellow laborers, pushing the word out in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the Akim, YAHAWAH, listening and learning, being doers of the word, abiding in the faith. And to the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, scattered abroad that look like the other nations but are truly Yasharala to the Spirit. Shalom wa barakatam. Alright, this is your brother RAWCHAA, and I just want to go into a quick lesson through the Spirit dealing with how we need to, like the apostles and elders on down always say, keep the main thing the main thing. Okay, stick to the script, like they say in the world, you know. And every now and then it's good to review things. It's good to go into, you know, precepts that you may know the ins and outs of. But like Apostle Gabar loves to say, you know, repetition is the father of all skill. Okay. So I'm gonna get this right. And here's why it's important to just stick to the main thing. Just stick to what we have. Okay. Psalms chapter 40, verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come, in the volume of the book it is written of me. Okay? And you can also read that in Hebrews, I believe, chapter 10. Okay? I believe around verse 7. Really, that's talking about YAHAWASHI. Okay? But we know that YAHAWASHI is the book. He is the word, right? The word of Yahweh is YAHAWASHI. Alright, he's the literal, the physical manifestation of Yahweh's word, of Yahweh's will. You know? So if we're gonna, you know, follow in the footsteps of our Lord and Savior, if we want to be perfect as he is perfect, like he told us, be ye therefore perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect, and we have to stick to the book. Okay? You have to read. The scriptures say, study to show thyself approved. Okay. The scriptures say, blessed is he that readeth and keepeth the sayings of this book, roughly paraphrasing. Alright. So if you're not doing that, then that's not gonna, you're not gonna, it says in Revelation, the testimony of YAHAWASHI is the spirit of prophecy. Okay. Basically, it's putting YAHAWASHI at the forefront, okay? Because that's what Yahweh ordained. That's what our Heavenly Father ordained. You know, if you're not doing that, then you don't have anything. All right, that's why so many of our people get bugged out on these other doctrines. All right, let me get this. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Right. It says, it keeps it simple. Okay. The milk, the sincere milk, sticking to the basics. Okay. Really, what we consider milk, what we consider basic, is really advanced to the world. You know. And not that we're doing it to just cut people, but you know, if you stick to the fundamentals, all right, there's a lot. It's a lot deeper than you think, than just off your first reading. You know, there's always something more to learn, even with the same 10 precepts. Shoot, even the same 5 precepts. Okay. It says none of them shall fail. No one of these, not one. Going into the word, going into the prophecies. Okay, you're not going to find a single prophecy in this book that hasn't come true, or that's not about to come true, that's not about to come to pass. Okay, and it says none shall want her mate, as in there's nothing that you can pair with the scriptures. It doesn't need any supplements. Okay, it doesn't need any, like how they say that the Quran is supplemental to the Bible, but that's not true. Okay. The scriptures actually contradict the Quran. And And same for the Book of Mormon, same for the Book of Jubilees, Jasher, Enoch. Okay? Once you read those, but filtering it through the truth of the scriptures, right, the 100% breakdown, you see that these books are false. Okay, we're not saying that there were no books, there were no other books that we may not have, right? But the Lord gave us what's needful, right? What's necessary for salvation. All right, so to go and dive into these other books, and that's another thing, is that our people don't even read the whole. They haven't read the whole Old Testament. They haven't read the whole Apocrypha. They haven't read the whole New Testament. So why would they go into something else if they don't even have a solid foundation? Okay, that's just going to confuse you. That's going to bug you out. Because in that book of Enoch, they talk about giants sleeping with human women. They talk about fallen angels. Okay, they talk about how giants were eating people, like this is Attack on Titan or something. And that's none of that is true. All right. If you go into the scriptures, what we have right here, and you get the true understanding, you understand that when it's talking about giants, for example, it's not talking about literal giants. All right. Giants refers to the power, the stature. All right, not physical stature, but how mighty they were, mighty men of war, powerful people, things like that. That's what it means when it refers to men as giants. It's not talking about little 50 feet tall dudes, okay? And then the sons of God, right? That's referring to the righteous, right? Because there were three classifications of men on the earth, right? In the beginning, it was the sons of God, right? Which would then that same spirit would go into the Israelites, right? The sons of men, right? Which that goes into the heathens, the other nations, and then the sons of the wicked, and that goes into Esau, Edom. Okay, that same spirit goes to the nation of Edom. So when it's talking about sons of God, it's not talking about literal angels that rebelled and fought and had a war in heaven. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about really the spirit of the Israelites. Okay? That's why when you read it says the sons of the angels that sinned, right? That are in everlasting chains of darkness. That's talking about Israel, right? Because Israel is considered the children of YAHAWASHI. Like it says in Exodus, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. All right, so the angels that sinned, because angel means messenger. That could go into a seer, like how they were called in the ancient world. It could go into prophets. It goes into the ones that were given the oracles of YAHAWASHI, like you read in Romans chapter 3. All right, so that's how you know it's going into the Israelites. The Israelites are the ones that sinned, okay? That broke that covenant with YAHAWASHI, and they were given that punishment, like the Lord warned them in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. When you read verse 15 on down, it goes into the curses that would come upon them if they sinned, if they broke that covenant. Okay? And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. So that punishment came upon them. All right, and that's why we're in the position that we're in right now. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, as well as the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, right? That look like the other nations, but your bloodline really goes back to the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? And all this, you can understand all this just by reading, man. Just by reading. Okay? YAHAWASHI gave us everything that we need. You don't need to, because one thing Jake loves to say is that, they really wanted to hide these books from us. Like, once you read these books, you get a whole new understanding. They don't want us to know about this. What is giants having sex with human women? How is that knowledge helping you at all? How is that helping you in your daily life? Okay? What is knowing about Nephilim and and they say Noah was a so-called white man. What is that? How does that help you? How is that knowledge itself? Going into fabulism, magic. How is that helping you in your walk? How is that helping you be like YAHAWASHI? How is that gonna work out your salvation? That's not at all. Okay? That's why the apostles and elders say keep the main thing the main thing. Because when you go out and try to venture into these other things, these other books, these other doctrines that have been proven false, you bug out, man. That's exactly what happens time and time again. Okay? Same with Old Testament only, New Testament only. The law is done away with. Yahawashi is not the Son of God. All these fables, all these lies, all these... Well, let me get this, right? Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. Or I'll start at verse 11. Ephesians 4, verse 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers. All right, going into how the scriptures say, let the elders, the apostles and elders that rule well and teach well and labor in the ministry, okay, that are making full proof of their ministry, that are breaking down the scriptures as they're supposed to be broken down. And I'm going to get that verse next, Lord willing. All right, that's why it says, let them be counted worthy of double honor. Because they're breaking it down as they're supposed to be broken down, giving you the 100% truth. They're not doing it, they're not making merchandise of the truth. They're not in this thing to get a following, to get clout, to get money. They're not doing this to sell you anything. They're not asking they're not passing around a collection plate at camp. Okay? They're sincerely doing this because they really believe it. They sincerely believe it. All right? How about YAHAWASHI put the Spirit on them to sincerely do this for what? Verse 12, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry. Exactly, see? For the edifying of the body of HaMashiach. Okay, that's what it's about. If you're actually sincere, you're not going to do this because you're going to get some views and likes on your video. If you're really sincere, you're not trying to, try to make truth music and make merchandise. Sell some t-shirts and hoodies. Sell jewelry. Okay? If you're really sincere, you're going to come out on the highways and hedges, instant, in season and out of season. Whether there's rain, sleet, or snow, whether it's hot or cold, whether our people hear or forbear. Okay? Prophesying unto the wind if you have to. Okay, you're going to do what's commanded sincerely and truthfully. That's how you know. That's why they're worthy of double honors. That's why we say double honors unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone that rule well and teach well, orderly and fervently. Because they're on fire, man. They've been on fire for like 3+ decades, man. Okay? So if you have that, you don't need anything else. If you have this, you don't need anything more. All right? You have everything you need already. And there's always more to learn. There's always more to glean. Okay? For the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of HaMashiach, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of Yahweh, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of HaMashiach, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. Man, that's something that I've been dealing with lately with my with my family, right? Because the YAHAWASHI, we came into the truth together, but now, they don't want to, some of them want to dive into these other books. They want to say that Yahawah and YAHAWASHI are not the true names. Now they want to go and look at these TikTok preachers, saying that you know, the book of Enoch is truth, and there's some secrets in there. You know, they want to talk about giants and all these lies, man. All these false doctrines. That's what happens when you're not firmly rooted. Okay? When you're not sticking to YAHAWASHI, when you're not being weaned off the milk. See, when you come into this thing, you have to learn, you have to be like how YAHAWASHI told you, you have to be born again. You have to be like a little child, unlearning all the BS that you learn in the world and relearning the truth. Okay? Learning the truth, being trained up like a little child. That's how you're supposed to come into this thing, right? Because in the world, we learn nothing but lies, man. You know, we learn that YAHAWASHI, that the Heavenly Father, they were so-called white men. You know, we learn that it's okay to do as thou wilt, to do whatever you want, no consequences, or regardless of the consequences, do whatever makes you feel good. You know, YOLO, okay? All types of rebellion and witchcraft and all that. So you have to unlearn all that. You have to let go of the person that you were in the world and come into this thing sincerely, you know, being weaned off the milk like a baby is breastfed off that sincere milk. Now, if you're over here diving into all this other stuff that when you're not even rooted, you don't even have a solid foundation to stand on, you're not able to filter things through the scriptures, then you're going to be confused. Then this scripture is going to apply to you, right? Tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Right? This deception. Again, how is all this stuff, how is that helping you? How is knowing about Enoch and Jasher and Jubilees, how is that helping you? Alright, Shalom, brother Nahoya, GMS, Adawan, RAWCHAA, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, QADASH, BARAKATAH. Right? So you have to stick to what we have. Again, you're not even done with the Old Testament. You're not even done reading the first 5 books. Okay, you don't even know all of our history, but you want to go into Enoch and Jasher and Jubilees and you want to try to say that the true names are not the true names. You want to say, oh, stop, don't worship YAHAWASHI. You want to be Old Testament only, right? You're not rooted, man. You're not even rooted. All right, so why are you going into all this other stuff that's not even needful for your salvation? Okay. So I want to get Isaiah, because that's the thing, man. Especially when it comes to your family, they want to, especially Eve, man. I'm gonna just say it, Eve. Because that's what it is. Eve in my family wants to go and get tossed to and fro on every wind of doctrine. Matter of fact, let me get this first. You don't even understand the Hebrew. You're talking about Yahweh and YAHAWASHI are not the true names, man. That's crazy. That's a horrible. I was devastated when I heard that shit. I'm not gonna lie. It's ridiculous. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 30. a wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land, right? Referring to Israel, okay? A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in the end thereof, right? So you have these men that are coming, creeping in unawares, right? Not through the front door, like it says in I believe the book of Matthew or the book of John, Salaki, right, where it says that Yahawah is the door. You have to enter in through him. If you're coming in some other way, right, then you're a hireling. You're not a sincere shepherd. So these dudes, these TikTok preachers, right, these YouTube preachers, right, that don't make full proof of their ministry, these social media influencers, right, that want to speak on the scriptures when they have no understanding. They didn't come in through the door. They didn't come in through Yahawah. They don't even have the true names, right? They're not on the highways and hedges, right? They're not boldly laying their lives down as their reasonable servants, okay? They're not really about the ministry. They're not really here to benefit the body of Yahawah. They're in here for their own means. They're in here for their own filthy lucre reasons. But you're going to listen to them, okay? Because they got some sort of, enticing doctrine that sounds interesting. They want to reel you in with some craziness, some crazy so-called knowledge, and then you're going to listen to them. Okay, that's how Eve is getting beguiled by these different serpents out here, man. It's no different than back in the beginning, right? Because the serpent was not a literal serpent; it was a man. Okay, and she was hearkening unto these false doctrine, these philosophies, these lies, deceptions, right? And like I said, our people love to have it so. They love to hear these things. Okay. Right, and what will ye do in the end thereof? So what do you think Yahawah is going to do as a result of that? The water, John 10:1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way. Right, you're trying to climb in through the window, You're peeking in there like, oh, I want a piece of that. I want to manipulate these sheep, right? Because that's what it means to be sheep, right? We're sheep in the midst of wolves. Okay, we're supposed to be harmless. We're supposed to be led by sincere shepherds that have our best interests at heart. Because a sincere shepherd is going to look out for the sheep. He's going to take care of them. He's going to, feed them, bathe them, clean them up, take care of them, watch over them, right? The scriptures say, take good heed to look over thy flock, roughly paraphrasing. Okay? Sincere shepherds are going to do that. But a damn hireling that crept in and climbed in through some other way, right? What's going to happen when it gets serious, right? When some trials and tribulations come, they're gonna dip. They're gonna run and try to save themselves. They're not going to care about the sheepfold. Right? The sheep are going to get scattered. They're going to be led to the slaughter. Okay? The same as a thief and a robber. Exactly. Okay? Robbing. So you got these men out here that are robbing, right? Robbing Yahawah. They're robbing Yahawah. Literally. Okay? Because we all, whether they believe or not, at the end of the day, right? Israel belongs to Yahawah. These men that are coming in and robbing Yahawah, right? Yahawah's sheep. Okay, they're taking them, they're bringing them into some other doctrine, some lies, some deceptions, when they really should be over there with Yahawah, right? But then again, the scriptures say, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them and they follow me. Right? And the scriptures also say that they went out from us, but they were not of us. So at the end of the day, it's Yahweh's will that they weren't meant to get it, Verse 12, but he that is an hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not. That's beautiful. Whose own the sheep are not, really, they didn't really belong to you. You know, going back to how they're thieves and robbers. Them sheep didn't really belong to you. Okay? Right, they see it, the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. Right? The hireling fleeth because he is an hireling and careth not for the sheep. You don't care. That's beautiful. That's the spirit. Exactly what it said. The water, Shalom, Brother Isaiah, GMS in the Truth, Orlando, YAHAWAH, HALALYAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH, Barakatah. Yes, that's what I was looking for, the water. Shalom to the Akim, Wa'akwat that greeted, but YouTube shadow banned them. You know, we still see you through the spirit. The water for tuning in. Shalom. Okay? So that's what these hirelings are doing. That's what these people are doing. You know? At a certain point in time, you know, my family watched my videos. You know, they had notifications on, you know? And we would have discussions. I'd explain things. Now they want to go and you know, watch all these other dudes. They want to go and, you know, get robbed. Okay? They want to be conned out of their money, conned out of their time that they should be dedicating to prayer and fasting and listening to the true men of Great Millstone, man, and the like-minded brothers. The ones that are really breaking down the word the way it should be, right? The ones that are making full proof of their ministry. You know, really doing this thing for the benefit of the body. You know, now they all into all types of other doctrines, man, and they're just gone. Conscience seared with a hot iron, lest they repent. RAWCHAA, but you know. That's something that you don't want to see, man. But that's why we got to fear YAHAWAH even more. When we see things like that, when things like that happen, you know, that's why the scriptures say, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So that shit don't happen to us, because, you know, the Lord, if he decides to blow your fire out, man, if you were never written in the book of life, because it's predestinated, you know, then it's just not for you. There's nothing you can do. So that's why we humble ourselves into his will and pray that we're of that number. Okay? This is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, is because there's no light in them. Okay? And really, the fruit, right? The works speak for themselves. Okay? The works speak for themselves. You can see the fruit that particular person is bearing. You know? One thing I always argued about in the world, one thing I always realized, I always knew in the world, man, was these people, because I used to watch like YouTubers and Twitch streamers and I would see celebrities and things like that. I would always know, hey, you make your own audience. Your audience is a reflection of you. Okay? Your audience, how they act, how they speak, the jokes that they make, the way they move, how they support you, that's a reflection of what you allow in your community. That's a reflection of the content that you put out. You know? So that's their fruit. Most of them got corrupt, wicked, you know, corrupt fruit, man. Corrupt fruit. What happens to corrupt fruit? Right? They get cut off. That branch gets chopped off and cast away. You know? So these people, again, how is all these different doctrines, how is that benefiting you? Because the men of GMS on down and a like-minded brother. The fact that we have like-minded brethren that are not even of GMS, like me, you know, like the brothers that stand on the outside of GMS Orlando. That's fruit. That's fruit that was born through the sincere milk and the sincere meat that the brothers go into, that they break down. You see how diligent they are. They're beautiful examples, right, of the body of Yahawashi. Okay, that's real. That's fruit, right? That's the words speaking for themselves. Okay, and I'll give you an example, right? The easiest example, Sakari, man. What kind of fruit do they have? People talking about, yeah, you can be yourself in this truth. You can do what you want to do. I heard a teacher literally say those exact words. You can be yourself. You can have fun. You know? What are they doing? They're rapping. They're bringing assault rifles and bulletproof vests to camp. You know? They got all types of worldly dudes with one foot in the world, one foot in the truth, commenting and saying, yeah, this is a fire track. They're here for the gimmicks. They're not here really for Yahawashi. Okay? Then you look at how the leader talks, man. Okay? You look at how Guerrilla Hebrew Alazar talks. He's talking like he's doing all these podcasts. He's talking like a nigga that's just talking shit on the internet. He's not talking like a teacher. He's not talking like a prophet. Calling elders bitch ass niggas and MFer, all types of, you know, not that there's anything wrong with cussing necessarily, but to call your brother that, to call elders that, you know, if you're really, you know, you really think you're correct, you're really bringing out the word. The word speaks. The word can say it better than you can. But you're just saying that, you know, thinking that the scriptures that you brought out are justifying you being like super demonic towards, you know, who you consider your brothers. You know? So how do you think the audience is going to be? How do you think the followers are going to be, the sheep in the midst of them are going to act? They're going to act the same exact way, and they do. You know? Hey, man. So, hey, if they're not coming in the spirit of Yahawashi, you know, if they're not speaking according to this word, the 100% truth, then it's because there's no light in them. Right? And the scriptures say we need to have those heresies. We need to see those things that are contrary to the truth, so we know exactly where the truth is and what the truth is. You know? It says 1 Timothy chapter 4. Salakia, 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions, rather than godly edifying, which is in faith. So do. Right, so getting into all these doctrines, right? Doing what you want to do, you know, getting into all these diverse breakdowns, trying to have all these debates. Okay, that just brings more questions. Okay, like the whole, I don't know if it was Noah or someone else, but in one of them books, one of them bug out books, either Jubilees or maybe Jasher or something, it said that either Noah or Moses had leprous skin, right? They said he was a so-called white man, when that's completely false. If it was Moses, we know that that's false, because in the scriptures it tells you that he put his hand in his bosom, right, and then he took it out and it was leprous, as white as snow. Then he put it back and it was back as his other flesh. So what do you think? Using, you know, critical thinking, using context clues, what would his appearance be? Obviously it would be a shade of brown. Okay. And then if it was Noah, okay, we know that. How you doing, bro? Are you good? You good?
I don't know what to do.
Oh, this pretty much, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, so I'm pretty much preaching the truth of the Bible, right, to the 12 tribes of Israel, which is predominantly so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and Asians.
I'm trying to become Muslim.
Muslim? Well, Islam is an Arab religion. That goes back to Ishmael. If you ever heard of Ishmael, in Arabic his name is Ismail. So that's the religion of the Arabs. You know, that came way after the scriptures, the Bible. You know, so that it's okay for the Arabs to practice that because that's their God. You know, and they deal with idols. They don't deal with the true Most High God. You know, but for us, for our people, we need to come back to our heritage, which is the Bible. You know, the Most High God, whose name is Yahawah.
Okay, that's cool. I was wondering though. You cool with both?
What is that? That's an example of being carried out everyone adopted. You know? That's an example of wanting to go into what's pleasing to your ears, what's pleasing to your eyes. You know? Because, man, I grew up around Muslims the majority of my life. Okay? And I can tell you firsthand that shit is false, man. But Jake, he'll hear about, you know, pretty much going into prosperity, okay, which a lot of so-called Christians are into as well, right? But yeah, I'll tell you this, Muslims, they're about prosperity, they're about getting money, okay? They're very prideful, you know, and they speak about, you know, peace, 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 okay? When you actually get into the book, when you actually get into the Quran, it speaks about everything but that, anything but peace. Okay, that's a perfect example of Jake wanting to be going into different doctrines, being confused, and not giving a damn about the truth. Okay, that shit is crazy, man. The water. Brother put up 1 Corinthians 11 and 19, for there must be also heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. Right, those that are approved, those that are proven, you know, having the 100% truth. As much as our people hate to hear us say that, it is the 100% truth. Okay, you have to be confident and be able to say that, because that's what it is. You know? Isaiah 25 and 7, he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people and the veil that is spread over all nations. Okay? Because the world is in gross darkness right now, man. Okay, the world doesn't know the truth. They've all had a chance to hear about it, right? Because he didn't seem to know, right? But once you hear about it, then ain't gonna be no excuse. There's no excuses. Okay, either it's gonna resonate with your spirit, you're gonna want to know more now or later, or you're just gonna completely have itching ears. You know, you're gonna pull away your shoulder from hearing the word, right? And you're just gonna be a 2/3. And the majority of our people are just gonna be 2/3. Hey, you know, you couldn't see him, but it was just Jake, man. Jake in the world, all types of gold teeth, you know, chains, sagging pants, and all that. You know, hey, the Lord can bring, you know, whoever He will, but speaking as a man, we're not stressing out about Jake. Okay, we're not stressing about Jake hearing and accepting the word or being brought into the sheepfold and you know. At a certain point, you're not surprised anymore. Okay, let me see this. This is Luke chapter 6, verse 39. And he spake a parable unto them, can the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall into the ditch? So you have to be blinded. You have to be deceived, right? If you're pushing false doctrine, if you're peddling damnable heresies, right? So you yourself are blind. So how are you going to lead more blind people? All right, that's why Yahawashi gave that parable. It's like a blind man leading a group of blind people. So all you are going to end up in self-destruction. Okay? Hey, verse 40, the disciple is not above his master, but everyone that is perfect shall be as his master, or shall be perfected as his master. It says on the side, right? Right, and that's beautiful because, like I said earlier, the scriptures say, "Be ye therefore perfect as your Father which is in heaven is perfect," right? And you have to follow Yahawashi if you want to amount to that, if you want to be counted worthy, right, of being joint heirs with HaMashiach Yahawashi, right? If you want to be part of those that Yahawashi was not ashamed to call brethren, okay, you have to follow the leader. Because ain't none of us above Yahawashi. Can't none of us come with some type of big breakdown or some new thing, right? No, you got to go through Yahawashi. You have to do what Yahawashi was doing. Walk as he walked, right? Teach what he taught. Really, all we're teaching is him, because he is the word, right? So you have to stick to that. You have to stick to the script, because like brothers have the similitude, right? This is Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi's movie, and we're playing our roles in it. So you got to stick to the script, okay? Brother put up Zechariah 7, verse 11. But they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. Right? One thing I noticed with Jake, whenever we're out here and we're, they come up and they ask questions and we're telling them about the truth, they always want to interrupt, they always want to say something else, and they want to go into their own monologue. Okay, they want to try to bring something to you when you're the one conducting church. You're the one holding camp. All right, you're the one out here preaching the word as commanded, So that's either because they're pulling away their shoulder right in front of your face, right, and they don't want to hear what you have to bring out. They don't want to hear the word, or they already know, right, and they were just coming up feigning ignorance, and they wanted to bring you whatever they believe in, okay, to try to convert you. So either way, they're having itching ears. Either way, they don't want to hear the word. They don't want to submit to Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi. Okay, that's something that I just noticed, man. They all do the same thing. Whereas someone that's sincere, they're going to have questions, sincere questions. They're going to sit there and listen, right? And it's not like you're going to convert anybody on the spot. We're not the ones doing the converting. We're just, planting seeds that were given to us by Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi, and Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi giveth the increase, But at least, like, through the Spirit, you can see it. You can see the difference in anybody that comes up, Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. Verse 12 in Zechariah 7. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which HaAdawan Yahawah of hosts had sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from HaAdawan Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi of hosts. Right, and that's exactly what's going to come to our people because of how they loved, like we read in Jeremiah 5, they loved having this the way it is. They love Babylon. Because it all goes back to Babylon. It all goes back to, just being wicked, not submitting to YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, right? Wanting to either you're wanting to, you want to blaspheme. You don't want to submit to our Lord YAHAWASHI. You think that you can go to the Heavenly Father directly, all right? When we're wretched, filthy, fleshly, fallen in everlasting chains of darkness, okay? Or you wanna get money out of this thing. You wanna get clout. You want to have a big mega congregation. You want to be a big leader that everyone looks up to. Okay, or you want to get your 501c3. You want to be in league with Esau, Edom, your oppressors. Okay. Any example that you bring up, either way, it goes back to them not wanting to leave Babylon. It goes back to them trusting in oppression. Okay? So that's what our people are doing. So because of that, hey, the Lord's going to have to take care of them. The Lord's going to have to, because the Lord, hey man, the Lord is tired of he's long suffering, but he's not going to put up with this any longer. Okay? He's not going to suffer us to dwell in the land of Egypt any longer, right? He's not going to suffer Babylon's sins to freaking pierce the clouds, right? Because Babylon's sins have reached unto heaven already, So he's not gonna put up with this any longer. Soon he's gonna completely destroy this place. That's what our people need to know, is that, hey, look at the wars, the rumors of wars. Look at the food shortages, the famine looming. Look at the sedition. Look at this NWO. Look at this great wrath that Esau Edom is having and coming down with. Look at these plans that he's going to gradually implement. Okay, look at the charagma that's closer than ever before, man. You can see that, hey, this place don't have much longer, man. This place it's on its last legs. It's circling the drain, literally. Okay, Babylon, America is circling the drain. And think about that, man. If say we're wrong, all right, we get called crazy, we get called conspiracy theorists. We have to go back to being slaves. Not like that ever changed. We're gonna stay here and be slaves to Esau, till we die, till we retire. Oh well. But if we're right, these people are done. These people are through. They're going to die grievous deaths. Everything in the scriptures is truth. And you're going to see that, and you're going to know Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. All right, it shall surely come, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. And they're going to regret everything, man. They're going to regret everything they said, everything they did. That's one thing that our people don't understand, is that whether you're on social media, whether you're on the highways and hedges, whether you're commenting on a video, okay? YAHAWASHI said every idle word, you're going to be held accountable for all of it. All the scoffing, scorning, mocking, you hirelings, the false doctrine that you pushed, the lies and deception that you pushed, the sheep that you led to the slaughter. Okay, you're going to have to answer for that. That's a lot of blood on your hands. Clearly, you don't fear YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. You're going to have to answer for all of that. Okay? Because Babylon has brought so much, quote-unquote freedom, allowing these people to do whatever they want with no consequences. Like it says in Ecclesiastes, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Y'all are fully set in your hearts to do evil, to just perform all your wickedness with no consequences, to say whatever it is you want to say with no regard for who that man may be in the spirit. You're going to answer for that. You're going to have to answer for that. All right, YAHAWADAH is not one to play with. It's not a joke, man. Okay? Hey, this is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes and chose that in which I delighted not, deliberately. Okay, they didn't care. They got correction, they got the truth, and they cast it away. All right, and they chose to do whatever it is that pleased their flesh. They chose to listen to whatever was pleasing to their ears. They say to the seers, see not, to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, prophesy unto us deceits and falsehoods and lies, roughly paraphrasing. Right? Verse 5. Hear the word of YAHAWAH and YAHAWAH, ye that tremble at his word. Going back to fearing YAHAWAH, going back to working out your own salvation with fear and trembling, knowing that he's serious, knowing that he is the almighty power and he's not to be played with. Okay? Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified. But he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. Okay? Alright, so that's pretty much all I wanted to go into with the Spirit. You know, we got to make sure that for ourselves, first and foremost, we're making sure that we're submitting to YAHAWAH and we're not messing around, man. And we're not pushing out false doctrine. Be careful what you say. If you don't know, lay your hand upon your mouth and go learn. You know, go back to the basics. Stick to the milk. Keep the main thing the main thing. Don't be doing all this stuff, trying to do all this talking, trying to debate like you know it all. When we don't know it all, man. And we know we don't know it all. But to have the 100% truth means that you have everything you need for salvation. You have everything you need that YAHAWAH wanted us to know. Okay? So if you're not operating in the spirit of YAHAWAH, which is the volume of the book, right? But you want to go to the volume of the social media preachers, the volume of the prosperity doctrine, of the stones, the witchcraft, the new age spiritual beliefs, astral projections, and you know, plantation Christianity and Islam. Okay, Islam ain't done nothing for our people, man. Nation of Islam ain't done shit for our people. Farrakhan knows. He said it before that we are Israel, and yet you want to be out here with your damn tuxedo on, with your suit and tie, you know, with your Quran that you don't even read, that you know in there says the children of Israel are YAHAWAH's chosen people. Okay, that's nothing. That's not for our people. That's idolatry. All right. Hey, then YAHAWAH is going to destroy you. Ultimately, that's what it's going to lead to. It's going to lead to your destruction. Judgment from YAHAWAH for refusing to hearken unto his word. For refusing to worship YAHAWAH. Like he said, bring them hither and slay them before me. That's what we have to look forward to. It shall be to the ones that stood stiffly for the name of YAHAWAH's joy, and the rest will be ashamed. Lord's will, we're a part of that number. All right, so I pray Let the lessons edifying, exhorting, and uplifting through the spirit and power of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. To YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. KAYAHA QADASH. Bestowed upon me to bring out this lesson and push forth His word. Hey, keep pushing, keep praying, keep fasting, keep enduring, keep striving for the truth unto death, and Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI shall fight for thee, and keep abiding in faith. DTA above the ball, Kwam Yasharala, stay strong, we're almost home. Alright, watch, therefore, and pray. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay? But hold steadfast your confidence, strong confidence in Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI from the beginning to the end. Right? And like it says, look up, for your salvation is nearer than when we believed. Okay? Habatam, the water for tuning in, the water for the precepts, and the blessing of election be upon all your households. Shalom, Wabarakyam, Lahabachayar, peace and blessings to the elect. Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI RAWCHAA, we're a part of that number. And blessings, honor, glory, and power unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, forever. Call HALALYAM La, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.